is... All right, guys. So let's see if we can start this off a little bit. We've been just sitting here shooting the shit, which is fine. But what is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Sauna. It's Richard here with Gab. It's almost a Gabby.
Almost Gabby. They call me Gabby.
It's all good. Hey,
it's still Gabby.
Gabe. Sorry. So it's right off the tip of my tongue. Anyways, guys, we are missing a few people today because they're, I don't know.
Celebrating Halloween?
I think they just had a little Halloween party.
Good weekend.
Yeah, they had a lit weekend, right? The cool part is it's just me and Gabriel gonna vibe today. Did you wake up with a hangover after your party?
No. I didn't even drink this whole weekend.
I had two drinks. That was it. I've been trying to really cut back. I had a couple of drinks. That was it. And I don't know. It's just not enjoyable for me. It's either I either have to drink all night, but it's crazy. Like for me, I can consume so much. Like no, legit. Like I can consume so much before I even feel it. So if you realize that, it's like 20 shots later, and then I'm like, damn, I'm feeling it. The next day is like, yo, boom! What were you thinking? You know what I'm saying? And I don't drink that much anyway, so it really...
That's why the hangovers are
hard. The hangovers are like 2-3 days, and I don't like to be groggy for 2-3 days after. You know, it's not... Yeah. We're not young anymore, bro, where it's like, you get up the next morning at 5 o'clock, you're like, all right, cool, let's do it again. But no.
Yeah,
those days have kind of coming on, you know what I'm saying? But...
For sure.
Well, welcome to another episode, and today is a very special one. It is Halloween. Check out what Gabe is dressed as.
A dad? A dad who's a dead.
Yeah. Right? Just, I mean, you came in here sharp, you know? This is like Gabriel 101 right here.
No, this is my casual wear. I used to wear suits all the time.
Did you?
All the time.
In this business, you started with suits?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I've never worn never worn a suit ever.
Oh, no. I custom suits,
really?
Custom shirts.
Okay, so that's good. So let me ask you this. What made that stop? Because I always look at people who wear the suit and a lot of them give me the facade, right? Like, I got to have the suit to appease the clients. But if you look at other parts of the country, bro, they don't wear a suit. Here, a lot of people are very casual. Miami, very casual. If you sell real estate in Idaho, you don't wear a suit. You know what I'm saying? What is it about LA that the suit is the thing? You know, it's so weird to me. I mean, maybe it is. It's just very LA, right? It's like very bougie and kind of got to be over the top and show this professionalism. But, you know, the guys that I've known personally, even people in this office, bro, that kill it, you don't catch them in a suit.
Yeah, they don't wear the suits. I think as I started to mature and step into more of being okay with myself, then I was able to let go of the attire that I needed to. First of all, I've always been big for a very long time, so the suits were already not comfortable.
Right. Well, I mean, to be 100% honest, that's one of the main reasons I don't wear one.
So
I don't feel comfortable, which means my conversations with people aren't comfortable. Everything, the way I walk around, I don't feel comfortable. It's just not my, you know what I mean?
I got you.
And maybe skinny people can jump in here. Do you feel comfortable in the suit, or are you guys just doing it because not gonna lie, like a certain body type, it looks sharp. I get it, but do you enjoy it, or is it just because it looks good, or like what is it? Because I understand the concept of look good, feel good, right? But you don't have to wear a suit.
I'm just gonna say there's gonna be a little bit of everything, you know. Sometimes I know people who even their casual wear is dressed up.
Right. Yeah.
Because that's just how they function, you know. Their brains.
100%. Yeah.
And I think most of us do it because we think this is what we're supposed to do.
Right.
But as you start to step into understanding,
isn't that amazing how like certain brands of real estate emphasize different things? Like there's certain brands of real estate that are suit and tie every day in the office, blah blah, and then you get some that are super casual, and then some that wear nothing but a polo, and some that are in, you know, super casual and trendy shoes, and the whole like I trip out how there's such a dynamic of
it just depends on who's running the show and what is that they want.
Right.
When I was with Intero, believe it or not, bro, we all had to wear suits, and we all had to wear white shirts and shit. We didn't even wear colored shirts. It was like, hey, fucking professional. It was the mindset of showing up
clean
and neutral, meaning neutral colors, nothing loud, nothing. You know how people wear suits that are different colors.
Right.
We were all about just tone it down.
Is that why like now what's his name Danny? He just wears he's like Zen
it was the whole,
all white everything.
Well, it was his process. You know what I mean? It was just him unfolding and evolving and stepping into who he is now, because everything is a process.
Yeah.
We think that people have the answers. All they're telling you is their process.
And the stuff they've been through.
And what they've been through. We think that that's the way to do it. That's a way to do it.
Right.
Everything that everybody does is a way. That's why, so the thing is, this whole process is always stepping into, okay, who am I? Oh, come in. Here's Sandra.
Hey, bring a chair with you.
What? Here, let me get a chair.
Bring a chair.
Pásalo, siéntate.
Welcome, Sandra. Welcome.
I'm on camera?
You're on camera. You're live. See? We're just vibing out. There's no. We got kicked out of our room.
Oh yeah, I saw. They removed everything.
Yeah,
but you make it work. Look at this.
Yeah, we make it work, please.
Make it work.
We're just flowing.
A flow. Si puedes.
See, ain't nothing like a podcast or a vlog where this shit just goes on.
Everything is live.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, Sandra.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, so we were just talking a little bit of.
See, Halloween. She's the only one in the costume.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
I'm into the theme.
Yes.
It is Halloween.
Yeah, Sandra's all in.
I take part. Yeah.
She don't mess around.
No, either in or out.
In or out, yeah.
Yeah, Sandra she's still learning not to go either way, kind of neutral.
Steady,
Right?
neutral, yeah.
Neutral but steady.
Neutral but steady. I'm like, all is well, but
Yeah.
So all is well, but
that's the whole thing, that as you begin to go into this process, it's always a mind fuck, because we think that, oh, this is it, this is gonna fix everything.
Right.
But it doesn't fix anything. It's just being aware of who you are and what are you willing to accept about yourself to step into the power of all is well.
yes.
Because it's really, that's the game. The game is to figure out that there is this process. It does empower you, but again, it's not the fix all, know all. This is the way to do it. It is just another process. Just like we were talking about Danny. It was his process.
Danny Morel?
Yeah.
We all go through
because
our
we were
process.
talking about suits, right? And like how when you came to real estate, like certain brands are very suited and booted. And
He was saying he was like that.
And certain brands, if you're with a different age,
Well, his brand was no color shirts, all white
all white.
suits. He was branding it.
I never would have known that, bro. I never would have known that.
But
All I know is that when I would have listings.
Yeah.
Everybody and their mother from Ontario would call me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, can we do your open house? Can we do your open house? I was like, bro, I just listed it 4 minutes ago.
Because we were big in training to do the business like that. Just everyday, consistent, over and over, repetitious thing over and over.
Gotcha.
And in between, just be okay with that process.
I remember I blocked the Downey office.
Downey, they started blowing up too, and then he did good. But he had us on check, bro. Like we had to, because I was a manager for that office. But anyways, it was all part of the process of who he is now, and badass,
Yeah, it's crazy to see that transition, right?
Yeah,
like he was obviously did really well in real estate, and most people this is their end all be all. Like I can honestly say, like even for myself, this is not something that I see as an end all be all.
Right.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But like even like where he's ventured off and doing other things, I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm in real estate, I'm gonna go be an investor. Okay, cool. Me, it's like, bro, I'd rather I have other passions and stuff that I like that you might, right?
Yeah, but the thing is that what we have to understand is we're all unique in how we process things.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to be okay how we process things, because if not, we're always going to be frustrated. We're not getting what we think we should have based on what I'm doing.
Right.
Because I'm going to do it your way. And I think what's really beautiful about this is to be able to hear the information and then see, what am I willing to apply? Or, hey, is that something that I know that I'm really going to commit to?
Yeah.
And if it's not, then you have to I think the game that God created was for you not to be an independent person in regards to building things. In other words, building businesses.
Well, I think that's one of the biggest things that we see, like on social media or even in general, is everybody wants to be number one.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to partner. I know guys who refuse to partner with people in real estate when they don't have the knowledge.
Yeah.
Like but they got the money, right? Or one has the knowledge and doesn't have the money, but won't do they're too prideful to say like, yo, help me do this, right?
Yes.
And they're too consumed with that with being number one because we want to be the motherfucker that's number one. Mm-hmm. Like that's it, right? So I think that's where you're like that level of height of like there's like I feel like there's a level of knowledge, right? Like a surface level of what you think I should be doing, and then there's that deep level where like that's wrong, but you're gonna force yourself to like be on top here because I'm wrong, I'm right, you're wrong, or I know better and you don't.
Yeah, there's levels of all of that going on, and so the reason I wanted Sandra to come because I wanted to talk a little bit about the process of how do you really begin a process to say, to step into this consciousness, higher level of consciousness. That's all we're doing. All we're doing is allowing ourselves to step into higher levels of consciousness based on our actions that we take on every second, minute, daily. Because consciousness and subconscious is a thing that functions 24/7. Yeah. It doesn't, even when you're sleeping, we understand that it's not off.
Yep.
Right.
So once we
isn't it amazing? Like when you if you have a vivid dream, like a lot of dreams you'll have you don't remember when you wake up, right? Yeah. But when you have a vivid dream and you wake up and you're like, bro, I could touch and feel this right now. But it's that consciousness that's still awake. I think that's one of, I don't know if you guys have a problem, but I have really like hard problems sleeping, and I'll sleep, but it's to the point where like I feel like I'm never off.
Yeah. That's I'm gonna say the majority of anybody who works for themselves.
I believe that for sure.
Yes. Most entrepreneurs, people who run businesses. Yeah. I mean, I think everybody in the world stresses at a certain level, but some people that don't sleep, I think even if you don't own your own business, have a problem with that because the mind never shuts off. Right. And if we don't learn to quiet the mind, it will talk forever. And some people have it because it's a gift that they don't need to sleep a lot, so they can get a lot of shit done because that's their role. But some of us are meant to sleep a little bit more because our roles are different.
But one thing I've learned with the process is that quieting the mind doesn't mean to be quiet with the mind. Yeah. I learned just a week, like maybe 2 weeks ago when that whole situation happened, I was like, literally I had no mind chatter. But it's not like I was in complete silence because I was talking to him. But there was no mind chatter. Like I really was in complete silence in my mind. Like
at
nobody
peace?
At peace.
Or
fully
at
peace.
Like nothing to say.
No, at peace.
All of that. Because she was
everything. Like it just came to me like I had.
Because the reason I asked that is because there's a lot of time that we have nothing to say because we know externally that will like
that's one thing.
You know what I mean? So but it's there. We just choose not to.
So at this moment
we were actually like at like a calm, rested peace.
Complete. And I always thought being in quiet mind or it meant that you can like even the whole meditation and all that crap. No, because even trying to meditate, my mind was like But just even talking to someone, like I can literally be at peace without having mind chatter that I used to have all the time.
So what was the process? We met.
What pushed you?
So let me ask you something. We started the process. Yeah. We met her, right? We were right here. Yeah. We were eating some type of food. She got offended.
I did.
And then the conversation started as to, we're just eating a chicken burger. Why are you so angry? And that's where she started coming out saying some things.
The steam came out real quick.
Yeah. Real quick. I got offended over Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A. Okay, so Chick-fil-A is asserted, society put them out there that they are against the LGBT community. Completely.
They just have their views.
For me, they were eating a chicken sandwich, and I was like, "Oh, so you guys are together with another?" I went crazy.
God, and Phoebe this is the divisiveness that's been created amongst people to weaken the people.
But it was me.
I know, but you're not at fault. Is my point? Is that this is by design? I don't care what. On side note, real quick, bro. Media, politics, all that shit. We are. It's literally designed us to say fuck you and fuck you.
But we have the power.
There was nothing was ever. Chick-fil-A didn't come to your house
and
shoot your fucking dog. You know what I mean? Like
it's just
that's my point. And that what happens is it's easy to be negative, right? So then your friend on social media and they say fuck you and fuck you. Before you know, that just compounds, right?
So that's
where that internal thing came from, was not because of you personally.
Well, I took offense in it because I created that in my, somebody, they're against me, but it had nothing to do with it.
Remember, it is her.
Yeah, it is
because that information confirmed what she believed.
Yeah.
Understand?
She was being told it, though, was my point.
The government and everybody can tell you whatever you want. But you're going to believe you're going to confirm what you already believe.
Right.
Yeah.
So everything you're saying is beliefs that we have. What she was doing at the moment, she had a belief.
Right.
Whether was it right or wrong, it's irrelevant because we cannot prove anything we say because we don't know what the real people are doing in the background, right? We just assume. Anyways, so that moment she had to talk. We had a conversation with her that day, and then she said, "Fuck, there's more to this." Right. And then me and her, she started coming in every day, almost every day.
Every day.
Literally, I'll walk by the office and I see you guys just in there with your little.
Every day.
So she would come and she would come with information, and then I will hear her. So, okay, I see what motive. See, this process helps you to really help one another because you learn to become your best therapist. Yeah. You become your therapist because you step into the infinite wisdom, which is the source.
Is everybody looks for a therapist when internally we know what's right and wrong.
Yeah, but we don't know what's...
It's accepting it's different. But we truly know, right? Like if you break it all down, we kind of know and we can dissect where that problem came from or where that issue or whatever, right? Yeah. It's just on a level of...
Well, look, I'm going to take you to another... What I'm going to talk right now, we're going to go to a higher level of consciousness.
We're going back.
Right now,
way back.
the ego always knows and the ego always has a reason why everything's happening. Okay. But it's usually coming from a place of fear and protection. Okay, the ego's always going to protect you no matter... And then sometimes it fucks you up, not protecting you because... It doesn't have a conscious, it's a subconscious. In other words, it's just reacting.
It's a survival mode, yeah.
And we think that this is the way it's supposed to be, but we don't allow ourselves to listen to other information to really help us step into this process. She was willing to go through that process. I would confront her and she would
because I had already seen therapists. I had already gone through all that. I already thought I went through Landmark. I had already gone through a lot of different angles. But when I talked to him and he said, "It's you," I was like, "The fuck?"
Well, I feel like all those things are always trying to tell you externally what you need to fix, but truly it's bro, accept what's wrong with you and myself all fucking day long, right? Yeah. So it's that.
But there's another.
But nobody tells you that.
And it helped me. Yeah. It helped me to get where I was.
The next step is to once you recognize that it is you creating this world, then you're open to hear the new information, which is conscious information, which is information that is anybody who steps into it. If I talk, even though I say the words, they understand the concept because we're all connected to the same source, the creator, which is all within us. We need to learn how to tap into it. But the only way to do that is to start to confront yourself and start realizing that there's rules. So we started talking about her rules, right? And
that I didn't know that I had, that I implemented.
We don't know we have them.
I didn't know I had them. I didn't know they were my...
So how were you aware of those rules? What was the process? What process did you choose? Or which process were you doing in regards to recognizing what you were saying that they were degrading you?
So I started realizing that the situations that I created, I was like, it was happening over and over. And I was like, well, why is it happening? And I would talk to him. He's like, well, what rules do you have? And I was like, well, I have a list. And I have a list of 25 things. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, yep, I'm not going to do this. And I was like, fuck,
what can you do?
What is this? And I was like, and everything's happening based on the fact that I'm creating someone and every person that comes into my life, not just in my relationships or overall work, based on this list. And he's like, so do you even want to go by it? Not really. I just thought I needed to do it this way. I needed to be this. And I started digging into it and it's like, I don't really need, and as the more I dug into all this, the list does not exist to right now this day.
What's crazy is me and you, we're on social media, right? And she'll post stuff and we'll laugh and we'll go back and forth because we're very similar in different, she'll say something and I'll die because I'm like, bro, we're very similar. We're born a few days apart, right? And I'm like, bro, that list, I'm sure A lot of the shit on your list is also on my list. I guarantee
Yeah.
it.
So the game was be aware of the rules that you have, and then give yourself permission to let go of those rules, recontextualize the rules, because the only one that's beating us up is ourselves. And because we beat ourselves up, we reflect that into the world, and then we feel that the world is beating us up. Right? But everything that is happening is there for you. It's just up to you how you're going to interpret it, and therefore that's how you're going to choose. But if we keep choosing from the ego, we're going to create the same patterns. No matter what level you get to, the patterns will be there of what? Fear and degrading yourself and not enjoying your life. So this process helps you to continue to do that, which I would learn this from Matthew Ferry. Because he was talking about epic life, a quiet mind, epic life, meaning I want to quiet my mind. I do. But I also came here to do shit. And I want to do shit.
Well, you could be loud outside and quiet inside.
So that's the whole thing, to quiet the mind. So
that's the hardest thing to do.
Because your ego never stops talking.
And that's where my list came from, that it extended, this whole list came to one thing. And figuring that out through a long process, it's been what, 2 years?
It's process.
The one thing, me not being ever enough. That's my ego.
Same.
That was a misperception.
Misperception in everything.
Same.
Everything. And sitting there, and also one thing, just the biggest thing that changed my life and made where I'm at today is knowing that I created every single story in my life. Every situation, good, bad, horrible, I created where I was in alignment with myself, and where I was being with, and it was the hardest thing to actually accept, to say, I made that happen. People are like, no, you didn't. Even to this day, when I tell someone, it's okay, I created that. Oh, you want to say that everything is you? Now you want to just say it? I was like, what? What?
You're like, wait, I can't be right and I can't be wrong?
But they want to accept who I am, and I'm just, I have to, back.
How dare you take responsibility for your life,
bro?
You were a victim.
You
should be a victim all your life.
It's funny because one of the key components of life, I think, is accepting responsibility, right? We are, wherever we are, the issues we've created, it's our fault.
Well,
Dude, like, I don't care who you're bitching at, what your internal issues are, it's accept responsibility for what you've created, right?
Well, the thing is that take responsibility for how you're going to feel at those moments. Let's just say a child gets molested, okay? Fuck. You know what I mean? Oh, she created that? It's not that she created the man to molest her. It's that her being of herself at that moment is reflection that she's not good enough, she's dirty, whatever it was. So the world has to confirm that to her. So here comes a person and violates her to make her feel how she already feels inside, because you're going to create who you are being, and you are being based on your rules.
And see, people have a hard time.
So little kids,
to that.
That's a hard.
But it's a process to get there.
Even
because we don't know, Richard, why that happened. We are just judging the moment, but we don't know why that happened and who that person's going to be because of that experience. We just judge the moments.
Right.
And that's what gets us into trouble, because we think we know why that happened. We don't know. God is creating. God is the fucking creator of everything. And our ego wants to think that we know how we should live life. We don't know shit. We are fucking human beings with this ego that all it cares about is fear and protecting you, which is good, but it fucking degrades us on our journey to fucking living life.
So how do you justify?
No, I don't justify nothing.
Sorry, I'll say maybe wrong word, but you're telling me that that's their life that they had to experience.
Let me tell you right now.
Hold on, real quick. Just the reason I'm saying this is because you brought up something that can be very touchy to a lot
of course,
people, right?
Hell yeah. Me right here. I want to tell my story, and I'll tell you why.
Okay, so you're saying that experience happened because that's the energy they brought out, right?
There's an energy there. Yes.
Okay, so now XYZ comes along and says that you allowed this to happen because that's the energy you had. So here comes dirtbag and fucking does that, right?
Look,
so no, the reason I'm saying this is because
I know it's a mind fuck. Like
it's not so much a mind fuck, but
it's bullshit.
Well, yeah, but at the same time,
let me tell you why. I know
it's bullshit. Yeah. Fuck you, Gabe.
Hey, no, fuck this motherfucker.
And I created this moment because I always say I'm gonna tell my story. Remember I always say so. I can vouch on that because my dad tried to take advantage when I was 19, and I got raped and beat to death, and I ended up in jail for a guy when I was 23. And it was very hard for me. I went through landmark. I was an angry person for years.
Angry,
Angry.
Like,
it was the most like, and everything. How dare these people did this to me?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
My dad got cancer. As he got cancer, I could not bear not leave him to die. I took care of him. I was in his deathbed. I slept on the floor with him, and and knowing that the fact that coming to terms where I created those moments was hard because I'm like, what do you like? How? But I did. Why? To where I'm at right now. To bring me to this special place of knowing that I can be a total peace because who I was being at that moment, again, not thinking I was enough, not thinking I was doing anything, I was completely this. It brought me to put myself in those positions. Not that I told, someone come and do this to me, but me being who I was is what I brought into my life.
Okay. There you go. Okay, cool. I can understand that. So you're saying your energy and your negativity is what brought that.
Who I was being and who I thought about myself.
Yeah.
I thought I was never enough for my father. It took me where it's like, what the hell? And it took me through a journey of anger. Like, you have no idea. I probably went through anger for like destruction. I did, and I kept on destructing myself, putting myself in situations.
We've commented on that. We're very self-destructive, naturally, like almost to a fault.
But why does that happen?
And now now I can catch a glimpse of me degrading myself, and I say, I'm not putting myself there anymore.
Right.
But I can see it now. I told him about the other day, and I was like, oh hell no! I'm looking at myself right there. Yeah. What the fuck? I'm not doing this again. Now I'm aware of, because if I am not aware and I wasn't, I will continue to put myself in this situation and blame everybody in the whole, mom. Yeah. No, it was me. I can't say, was it horrible? Yes. I can go back but I'm no longer angry, like blaming other people. I was angry at my mom. I was angry at everybody in my life through this whole thing. When it was me, I ended up, the reason why I wasn't a real estate agent years ago is because it took 20 years for that to come out of my record, because I ended up in jail for a reason. And of that, I went through all this set.
Yeah.
Hey. And I did 6 months in county.
Yeah.
And it was,
hey, bro, like nobody talks about this shit, but like it's funny that she said that because it took me 3 years to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you've been around,
20 years to get it.
So like I had to go through all this shit. Go and like when you go through some shit and you fuck it, it is what it is. But when you dig yourself out of that hole, it is the most like the moment you get that letter, and it's like congratulations.
I cried.
Right?
I
it's like
cried. I waited 20 years. But not because of that, because of who I was being.
Right, now. but you've also evolved from that, right? And it was coming out of that too.
Just recently I evolved from that.
The thing is, this is recent. This is not even which.
I got my license, and that was one episode there.
That was one chapter.
This was like 10,000 times way bigger than me getting my license. Yeah. Like I literally have come out where my mom told me the other day. She's like, about the whole listings and doing this, and she's like, yeah, that's the attitude to be. What did she say? To become successful. And I said, I am success. And she's like, oh. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna be successful. I am success. I am who I am today. Mm-hmm. Nobody can tell me that. The moment that I had the whole, I don't even know where I was. Like he was looking at me, I was like, I don't know where the fuck.
Well, the moment she had her quiet mind moment. So check this out. We're talking over her, right? And she's going through something. And we're always talking. I love her. I love talking to her because she's so transparent. Yeah. So it helps me. It helps her because she steps into power, and it helps me because I can release the power.
It's crazy how being open actually is a gateway to becoming better.
So she's sitting there, she's talking, I'm talking, bro, and I'm walking back and forth, and all of a sudden I look at her, bro, and she's just staring. Not at me. No. She's staring. And then this big ass fucking smile on her face, bro, and I'm talking. And I'm looking at her like, what the fuck's going on? While I'm talking, I'm being aware of what's happening. Right? You're good. I am aware. I'm talking because my ego loves to talk. But awareness was showing like, look at her. And I was looking at her and she was, all of a sudden she says, My mind is quiet.
Yeah. Literally.
My mind is quiet.
She was like, I had no mind chatter. My phone was like nothing. I was I literally like, and nobody can tell me who the fuck I am right now.
So that process, that was beautiful because we don't know when that moment's gonna happen.
And just so everybody understands, how empowering was that?
Oh God, like.
At what level? Let's put a. You can't. You have to because there's a lot of people out there.
I can't even explain it. That day somebody was asking, and I was like,
That's okay. That's explaining it.
I just there's no. I can tell you, I've never been the same since that day.
Right. What you're going to step into at those moments is what God was talking about when he said, I give you peace. I give you joy. He goes, the fruits of the Spirit is peace, joy. Okay, what does that mean? Joy means that no matter what's going on, you are okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you don't feel things, but you're not going to a motive of victim. You're not going to a motive of anger. You're not going to a motive of
we're quick to
guilt.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. This process helps you to not go there, but if you do, to get out. Because you're going to create, if you are in those motives, that's why it's hard for people, no matter how great their lives are, to say that it's great. Because they think that if you say great, you stop. We have rules that if we say certain things, you're fucking things up.
Yeah.
But it's not your words. It's your being, and your being are confirming your words. That's why affirmations are bullshit.
Yeah.
Because we're right here screaming, saying shit we don't believe.
Yeah.
Some people, but not everybody, because some people it does work.
Yeah.
Because we're all here programmed different.
Right.
That's why you have to be open. But the main thing of this process was to begin to quiet the mind, to get new information so you can see like, oh shit, it doesn't have to be like this.
Right.
But you cannot bring new information because your old ego will not allow it. It only allows what it thinks is enough for you to keep going. Yeah. Because if you keep pushing positive, okay, read another book. What a great book. Read another one.
Yeah.
Oh, what a great. But you're not really growing in the sense of eternal. You're just growing out in regards to business or whatever.
It's superficial. It's really superficial. Because
that's why people say.
That's what they say, real is rare. I'm huge on that.
Yeah.
It's very superficial because I was that person. I would say affirmations. I tell them, and it's like, those are just words coming from here to here.
Yeah.
But I truly believe them?
Yeah.
And he's like, what do you say to yourself in the morning? I don't know because I have no affirmations. He's like, now I can literally go onto the mirror and say, like, I'm bomb. I'm a good mom. I'm badass. And I've had experiences where I've had people talking to me, and I'm like, damn, I'm such a badass person because this person's telling me off right now.
It's crazy because people will give you compliments, and when you're not accepting of them, it's internal while you're not.
Of course. It is your misperception.
Yeah.
But this process helps you to start dealing with it. So when someone gives you a compliment, it's not because you're better or less than. The world is just confirming how you see yourself. That's all that's happening.
The internal program.
Yes. So when people say you're a piece of shit, it's because you see yourself that way. That person's just doing what he was supposed to do. I believe that I created you guys to be in my life to say things to me. Mm-hmm. And based on what you say is going to determine who I'm being. Either I'm going to be my ego, which is always in fear and misperception and degraded, or I'm going to be Christ consciousness, which is love, peace, joy, kindness, giving, all the things we want to do that sometimes we force ourselves to do to feel better about ourselves.
Yeah, because that's what we do, and we put ourselves in situations where it's like, oh, now I know I'm an angry person. I tell them, I'm a psycho. I'm a crazy bitch. I can do that. Excuse my language.
But I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it. But now I am an empowered crazy psycho because I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I know what, if I feel it, I feel like everything coming, I'm like, okay, calm, turn around. What are you doing? You're this, no attachments, talking, like literally, and I can see myself doing this. Like, it's not just me. I literally see the whole situation happening right now.
That's awareness.
When you can take a step back and actually
that's awareness. That is your superpower, We don't know that that's our superpower.
I always tell people, like, take a step back and look from a bird's eye view and watch the interaction. I've posted that before.
But imagine, don't take a step back and looking at it right when it's happening.
It's
different than, I already did it, let me take a step. No, like now I'm in.
You're at the moment.
I can see it happening. Yeah. Like I'm there and I'm literally looking at it. Where it's like, I'm talking to myself.
You're like that moment in the Matrix where it's like.
Yeah, it is exactly that. Like
the words are still happening and she's like.
Yeah. And then you are aware to be able to choose
differently.
Choose exactly what is like, ooh, I'm gonna switch, and you flip, and you choose
that
which way it's gonna.
That's what this process does. It allows you to catch yourself in the middle of degradedness, to stop it, and then switch it immediately to create a better experience.
Yeah.
Right? And then sometimes it requires for you to just say, fuck you. And then sometimes it requires, but the thing is not to be attached to that you no longer become a victim to life, because awareness is showing you that you're doing those things. And even though you know you're doing them, you're continuing to do them. So therefore you can't be a victim. Either you say, hey, I need help with this, or I'm just going to go and be a victim. It's easier to be a victim.
Yeah, being negative is easy.
Everybody does this. It's happening to me
because going through this process, you have to confront. Who do you have to confront?
Me.
And nobody wants to confront themselves, because this is who we are.
Well, that's the craziest part is like from the outside looking in, if you see something wrong or something that you don't care for, or something you know is wrong in your own perception, to those people though, they feel that they're right.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like there's just like in business where like we may click here in this office 100%, but when it comes to making a decision, we're just two different animals, right?
Yeah, we are all. This thing helps to step into that acceptance of self.
Right.
So when you know, you don't let outside sources push you out, because your misperception gets activated, and now all of a sudden you're not good enough. Now the information's not there, or you get angry and then you force it, and it still didn't work out. Doesn't mean it was a bad idea. It was the execution of the being that fucked it up. So this game helps you to be aware of that, so you can continue to go and move forward with your vision, and bring those who are going to align with you to do that.
And even if it doesn't work out, have no attachment over it, because you're making business. That's no attachment.
That's one of the biggest things.
That's the beautiful thing.
Well, that's why I said on the surface level is all this attachment.
Yes, everything.
Underneath, you have your vision, I have my vision, and like you have this like, okay, well, we know this is not going to work because I won't change, you won't change. You know what I mean? Like there's two here, right?
Yeah. So this process helps you to step into yourself. Therefore, I know my gifts.
Right.
So since I know my gifts, I know your gifts, and I know your gifts. So when I'm building, I don't care about. All I care, as long as your gift is at play, we're gonna be okay. Yeah. And when you go human, I'm okay with it, because we are human. And we're gonna have those moments where like, fuck you, fucked up. But I'm not gonna take it personal. I'm gonna be say, he's having a moment.
Right.
Let him process it. And then when he's done, like, hey, bro, want to talk about it? Nah, bro, I fucked up. It was cool. Okay. Instead of fuck you. And then
done. Hey, I don't want to do this no more.
It's so fast. Like,
yes.
I feel like that's one of the biggest things. Like now, like you with the social media thing, right? You're like, well, you think this. Well, bro, nobody really thought that. You just instantly like tied them together. Yeah. Right. Like,
because it's their perception of their misperception of who they are. Because I can post something and somebody be like, "Oh, you feel like that?" Like, no.
Right.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
And that's where like that comment comes from. Well, the shoe fits, right? So that's on you, not on me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we're always interpreting what we're seeing, and we're interpreting it based on. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Well, see you guys.
Yeah. Thank you, Sandra.
Of course. See you in a bit.
So yeah, we're always interpreting, man. So if we can learn to not interpret and just hear, then we can create better conversations and create more collaboration than the opposite. That's why people who collaborate do great things.
Yeah.
Because they learn to accept the good and the bad.
Look at any of the biggest companies in the world. There's hundreds, thousands of employees, right? Like one mind can't do all of it. It's just not possible.
It's not supposed to work that way.
Yeah.
We are supposed to participate with our gifts that we bring until we start to see. We don't see ourselves that way. We always see what's wrong with us because we're quick to see what's wrong with us. So as soon as I know what's wrong with me, I'm going to loan this on you, because let's work hard to be better, but we're beating ourselves doing it. Let's be better, but not beating ourselves up. But yeah, let's be better. I get it. We're working, we're functioning. But the beauty of this is it allows everyone to think how they think and just enjoy life, man. That's it. That's all we want to do, Richard. I think that's enough talking. What do you think, Rich?
I think we're good. That was
perfect.
Pretty epic. That was
solid
good, 40 minutes.
Yeah,
quick.
That was a good one. We were talking with
How? Keep that part in it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Till next time. That was the mic drop by Mr. Gabriel himself. It's crazy. Real quick, just to cap this off, how I can see when I watch you speak and I watch her speak, how real life is. You know, because here's the problem with so much motivation affirmation, blah blah blah, everything that everybody shoves in your throat of what you need to do to make yourself better, right? They don't really tie it to their real life or real experiences. A lot of them are just hype. Buy my book, buy my this, my course, whatever. When you speak and you see like a reaction from myself or from her, you realize how much real life is tied to those conversations, and that's where I think it's the biggest gift. Even in this video, if only a handful of people see it, it's how valuable just that. I always say, like, you go to these events, right? And you only look for that one liner, that one little bit of information from a 2-day seminar that you can take back with you. Yeah, and I feel like these conversations of 40 minutes have way more value than any of the seminars I've been to. Period.
We have practical things that you can apply every single day to step into this power and really quiet the mind. They do exist. Yeah. If you're willing to confront yourself.
I think that's the biggest thing, is that nobody's willing to confront themselves and accept that they can make that choice. Yes. And make that change.
Yeah. That's it. Couldn't say it any better.
There you go. All right, guys. Till next time. Peace out.